Good morning. If you're catching the replay, make sure you hashtag replay. I'm trying something different this morning, so I wanted who to test it on but you, people that love me and can go, it's a train wreck or it's good. So let's let some people join because it is early and I normally don't go live on what is today? Thursday? I normally don't go live on Thursdays, but I'm trying something different. So let's let some people join and let's see what happens. Good morning, Chris. Y'all look. I need to work on my washing skills. Just saying. I'm trying something new and I need y'all's input. So bear with me. Let's let some people join because it's before 7 and only weird people get up this early, right? Right. Only us weirdos. So let's just allow people to join and let's see what happens. Hey, y'all, give me a minute while I talk to Kayla. So, Kayla, if we're not on StreamYard, so you can't be on Snead's Farmhouse, you have to be on Kayla Duckett. I'm not really sure how this is working. Y'all, I'm a newbie, right? You have to learn from somewhere, you got to make a bunch of mistakes before you learn. So just bear with us for just a minute. Let's just let some people join. I see all my normal people on here. Hey, Mary, you are so right. The weirdos are out. The normal people are up in the mornings. You are so correct, Mary. The weirdos are up after lunch. No weirdos come in the mornings because they're all asleep. So I feel like this is okay. I feel like this is the best time to go live because we can have serious talks without being interrupted. That's how I feel. Mary, you're so right. Yeah, you're not joking. Kayla got a raise after yesterday. If you're just joining us and you're like, what are they talking about? Yesterday I did a surprise live and there must have been 30 weirdos on my live. If you're just joining, do not follow me for washing tips. Just saying. Just saying. Do not follow me for washing tips. Okay. Don't follow me for makeup tips. Do not follow me for hair tips. And do not follow me for cooking tips. And do not follow me for washing tips. Okay. You can follow me for farm tips, but that's about it. I'm just saying. But we're trying something new. Yes, it's bleach. What happened? This is pink. And I washed it with my blue jeans by accident. So then this pink shirt had like blue tint to it. So I was trying to get the blue out of it. And so I put a little bit of Clorox thinking that it was the right thing. And I bleached it. But today I'm going to be working. So I figured, hey, this is a good work sweatshirt. It would be the best. It didn't matter if I get chicken poop and stuff on it. So I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. So this is the deal. Kayla, is my brain, right? So yesterday she said, Judy, I've been watching a bunch of creators and they're no longer using StreamYard. StreamYard is an app, I guess you say. It's a program. I guess it's not an app. It is an app. It's a program where you can go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. But I have to pay money to do that. Okay. And I don't make that much money off lives. I do lives just because that's my way. Like I feel like we're friends. I don't feel like I'm the creator and you're the follower. Like I feel like you're my friends. And I feel like that I don't care that it costs me money. It costs me money to go live, basically, is what's the deal is. But see, I don't care. That doesn't really bother me. And I've been doing it since what, May? So it hadn't bothered me. But Kayla's trying to be our business person in Snead's Farmhouse and saying, Judy, you don't need to spend this extra money when it's not necessary. So she said, Judy, I want you to go live tomorrow on YouTube and don't use StreamYard. And I said, okay. So I go live in the kitchen, which has nothing to do with farming, and I can't cook worth the flip, or I'm trying to cook. And so, to be honest with you, what happened was my numbers more than doubled my views. So then we realized that YouTube and Facebook doesn't like us using StreamYard because what happens is they limit our views. So, like if I use YouTube, then they show more of my videos, which means that I'm not going backwards financially going live. So, Kayla said, you need to start going live on the platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and don't use StreamYard and pay all this money, Judy. So I'm going to try it and see if it works. And today is our test run, okay? Because I don't know if it works. So, but the thing that's difficult is to try to go live because there's Facebook people that don't go on YouTube. And then there's YouTube people that don't go on Facebook. And then there's some that go on both. So, like, trying to balance the two is kind of difficult. So, sometimes people that balance YouTube and Facebook, they're like, I saw that video. Yeah, because you were on Facebook. So like, because Facebook doesn't like long videos. Facebook is not watching a 20, 30-minute video. And YouTube is. So, like, I love YouTube. I used to love Facebook, but as I'm becoming a creator, YouTube is the way to go for a creator. So, I think what I'm going to try to do is go to YouTube for all my morning. So I'm going to tell Facebook that, but I'm going to test it first because I'm spending money to go live. So this morning we're testing the water to see if it's better. Because, it would be better not for me to have to pay to go live, right? And that's what I've been doing for the past, since May. I've been paying to do this. Jason and Brooke are the ones that told me to go through StreamYard. But this might be something different, okay? Like as creators, they start changing things. And you kind of have to learn, and you learn the hard way. So just bear with me. This is what I ask you. Let me explain what happens. And I know that a lot of you know this, but when you like my videos, so like if everyone would go hit the thumbs up button right now. I got 8 thumbs up and there's 30 people here. So I need 38 more likes. But what happens is when you like my videos and you comment, YouTube shows my video more, which means that when they show my video more, it helps support my farm. It seems crazy, doesn't it? But that's why I tell people all the time. I always try to tell people that, okay, my likes are going up. I try to tell, well, isn't that cool? Wow, that was pretty cool. That's why I I'm sensitive to people that want to give to my farm but can't afford it. That's why I try to explain to you that you're giving to my farm when you hit the like button. You're giving to my farm when you comment. So do not think that you're not giving to me because you're not stroking a check to me, because that is not true. Okay? It's important for me to explain to you that your like and your comments to your people that you love, your creators that you're wanting to support, you don't necessarily have to stroke them a check if you can't afford it. You're supporting that creator when you hit the like button and you're hitting the comments. Do you understand that? I know it seems crazy because you're like, well, I didn't give you money. But see, what happens is with YouTube is there's commercials, right? There are commercials. So what happens is when you watch the commercial, they're paying for me to make a video. So the more likes and the more comments you that I have, or your creator has, that you support, then the more YouTube shows the video, because they're like, oh, we're getting a lot of comments on this. It must be good. It must be good. It's the same way with the short. Like if you notice, like I did this one Beyonce country short, and it started getting tons of views, and it's because people were commenting about me dancing, because it was the first really video that I've ever danced to. So people were like, whoa, Judy dances, she does dance, so like people were commenting a lot. So then Facebook, there's like 40,000 views on that short because people were making a lot of comments. So YouTube started showing the short. So therefore, my money that I get for that short was a much larger than just a normal short that only has like 500 views. Does that make sense? So basically, the commercials pay us. And I know it's confusing, especially to people that it's all kind of new to us, right? Or it is to me. It's like, how in the world do you make a video and get paid on it? And you do. You do. Okay, I have to tell you a life-changing experience that happened to me yesterday. And if I brought Kayla on here, she would say this. I feel crazy that Kayla's not in the basement. Just saying. Because normally, okay, I know that doesn't make sense to y'all. Normally, Kayla is actually on this video with me, and I can see her face, but I can't see her. But I know she's here with me. Okay, so let me just tell you this. Well, let's just say this. When Jason and Brooke came to my farm in April, I think, or May, I don't know. I think it was May. When they came to my farm and I met them for the first time, I didn't really have YouTube, right? They kind of said, you need YouTube. And they told me to start doing videos before they came to my farm. And I didn't know what I was doing, right? I mean, my music was too loud. My videos were terrible because I'm over here in Coleman, Alabama. Jacqueline showed me a couple of things and Jason told me a couple of things. And then I had to just go learn on my own. Like I just was sent to the wolves and it was like trying to keep my head above water to know, because it is not that easy to learn how to edit a video. It is not. It is not. It takes, just to let you know, it takes a couple of hours to edit a video. So like when you see a creator, it ain't like we're not working for getting paid to do videos. Okay. There's a lot of time and energy that goes into recording your life and editing a video and coming up with stuff. And there's money that we have to invest in order to do a video, because you have to invest copyright claims to use music. Like, there's investments. Okay. I had to buy a computer. My computer was $4,200. And the only reason that Shane let me spend that money is because Jason came here and said, Shane, Judy has to have a computer. And Shane kept going, we're not spending the money on that, Judy. We're not doing it. And Jason set Shane down and said, Shane, Judy has to have a laptop. She has to have a MacBook in order to do videos. So Shane then said, and Jacqueline kept telling Shane that over and over and over. But I guess because it came from Jason, Shane listened and said, okay, go invest. And so we invested a lot of money to be on YouTube. It was a big investment. I mean, you're looking at almost $5,000 because I had to update my phone. I had to buy a mic that I broke. So there's a lot of investments. You can't just start a YouTube channel. There is investments. And in the beginning, I used to have to drive to Starbucks to upload my videos from my phone because I didn't have a laptop. And when I got my laptop, it was uploading like I could upload it and walk away. But with my phone, I had to sit there and refresh in the middle of Starbucks. That's how committed I was to doing videos. Okay, with that being said, when Jason and Brooke came to my farm, they said, what are your goals? And this is what I told them. I said, if I could just break even, I would be happy as ever. Because what's happening is I am killing myself doing tours and doing field trips and having people at my farm, and people don't respect my farm, and they throw their trash down and they trench my yard, and it's just stressful to me. I don't have anywhere for people to go. They're in my garage. People are going in my house. People are robbing me. It's just not good, Brooke and Jason. It's not good. And I said, I just want to quit. I want to quit having people at my farm. And I want to solely just do YouTube and Facebook and give up tours and all that. That's what I said. Okay. And I was dead serious because I told you guys, it is difficult to have people on your property. It is difficult. So I said that to them, and I meant it. And then what happened was time has gone on: May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So it's been 10 months. It's been 10 months since I've been doing YouTube. And I even sent Brooke a message not too long ago, and I said, Brooke, thank you for introducing me to YouTube. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I feel like I owe you and Jason so much. I said, I've slowed down a lot. And I slowed down because my dad had cancer. And yesterday, the video will come out Saturday. I thought it was going to come out today, but it's not. The video is coming out Saturday. So this is a very special video. So set your notifications because it is life-changing. So yesterday, 2 years ago, I had a group home that booked a tour. And they booked the tour, and then they found out that I was a nonprofit, and they said, we would love to volunteer at your farm. Okay, let me set the guidelines here, or the platform, whatever you want to say. The people on the group home, some are in wheelchairs, some can't walk, there's 2 guys that are blind, some with Down syndrome, and they want to volunteer at my farm. And this is what went through my brain. Of course, I said, sure, y'all can volunteer. But what was required of me is I was having to, what is that doing? When people volunteer at my farm, it requires a lot of energy from me because number one, they do not know my animals. They do not know how to take care of my farm. I have to train them. So it takes time out of my schedule to teach them. And especially when there's a disability, like I'm sitting here going, and this is the truth. In the beginning, when they said they wanted to volunteer here, and I said, sure, you can volunteer. And they were like, can we volunteer once a week? And I was going in my head, I was like, oh God, this is going to take so much energy from me. What am I going to do? Like, what am I going to teach them? I mean, what do you teach someone that's blind? I don't know. I did not know how. I've not been around a lot of people with disabilities. So I didn't know. It's kind of like you have to be a teacher and you have to know how to properly train them, is what I was thinking in my head. And I thought, I don't have any training for this. Like, what am I going to teach them to do? So in the beginning, I had no idea. Like, I was like, pick up pine cones. But then I'm like, okay, the guy can't see. Like, that's not going to work. What do I tell him to do? And in the beginning, I was on the struggle bus because I did not know. And what happens, me being open to the public, me doing schools, I'm not a teacher. So like I had to learn how to deal with kids with autism. I had to learn how to kids with ADHD. I've had to kind of learn that. And the only way I have learned that is I like sometimes there's followers on here that are teachers and I'm like, "Will you please message me? Would you please message me?" And this one follower, I said, "Would you please tell me how to deal with kids with autism?" And she was like, "Judy, you have to understand how people learn. They learn through visual, they learn through doing, they learn through reading." So I had to learn that autism kids learn by seeing a sign that says walk. It can't say no running because they see running. It has to say walk. So I had to learn to change my vocabulary when I am out doing a field trip. I can't say there will be no running in the farm. I have to say it is important to walk. And I have to say to those kids that do not learn by listening, I have to say, tell me some scenarios. Like, for example, and this teacher taught me this, like when we go to the creek, there is a bridge. Okay. There is a bridge and there's no railing. Okay. So the teacher taught me to take the kids to the bottom of the creek and stop. And everyone has to visually look at the bridge. And I'm like, okay, tell me 3 things that could go wrong crossing this bridge. And the kids will say, we could fall over. We could do they name some things that could happen because I'm involving them in making right decisions. So at this point, I say, so we don't fall over, we're going to make a single file line and you're going to follow me in the middle of the bridge. And they do it. But if I don't stop them, and that teacher taught me to teach them that. And ever since she taught me that, it has worked brilliantly because kids like to be involved. Kids like to strategize on what can go wrong, and that way they can make right decisions. So I've learned all this from homeschool moms and teachers from schools. They have taught me how to deal with people. So when it came to this group home, I had no clue. And so Melinda, the lady that is over the group home, she has said, Judy, they can do just about anything. And I'm like what? And she's like clean out your rabbit cage or clean out your brooder or collect eggs or sweep the floor. They can do anything. And I was like, seriously? The blind guy can clean out our rabbit containers. Yes. And I found myself, I was judgmental. I thought because they had a disability, they couldn't do what I could do. And I thought they were going to consume me in trying to teach them how to do something that they would fail at. Yes, I was judgmental because I've never been around a blind person. I didn't know what they could do and what they couldn't do. I just made an assumption. I made an assumption that his name is Justin. I made an assumption that Justin couldn't volunteer on my farm, and be productive. Boy, was I wrong. So Melinda took me by the hand and said, she kind of had to tell me what they could do. She said, let us clean the brooders, your garage, and the rabbit cages. By golly, they do it. They clean out the chicken poop from the brooder. They clean out the rabbit cages. And Justin, now he does have to have assistance, but what happens is Melinda will stand beside him, hold the water hose, and he can hear. I mean, think about this. He can't see, but he can hear. He can hear when the water hits the tin. I guess it's a metal. It's a metal little tray that goes in the brooder to collect the chicken poop. So Justin knows if he's hitting it because he can hear the water hitting the metal. So all Melinda has to do is hold him, and he can spray and get all the chicken poop because he can feel like when he's at the top of the metal, he knows if he doesn't hit the metal because he can hear, he hits the brick. So it's a different sound. So he knows when he's at the top of the metal brooder, and he knows to spray down. He can do that. And I was like, wow. So you see how I'm learning? I'm learning too. So as I sit here, and I told you in the beginning when Jason and Brooke came here to ask me my goals were to stop doing tours and stuff because I felt like I was tired of people pulling in the driveway. Like I said, I was tired of people trenching my yard. I was tired of renting a porta potty. I was tired of all that until yesterday. Yesterday, the group home has not been here since September when Larry got sick. And yesterday, they came back and they got to experience my side-by-side. There's a man named Scotty that I really don't know what's wrong. He has a walking impairment, and one side of his upper body does not work. So he can't put his arm in a sleeve. He's not been able, he has a walking disability. And so he hasn't been able to do a lot of things that the other people could do because he can't get out there. Justin, he's blind. So for him to walk all the way from my house to my farm, which is it's a good bit of ways to my farm to my house, he struggles because he can't see. And there's, my property's not level. And so yesterday, when they came here, I was able to get them in the side-by-side. There's another lady that has a walking disability that has never been to my farm because she can't walk out there. And usually what happens is she, when everybody walks to the farm, she says, I'm just going to stay here. Well, you know how guilty I felt that she's staying there and everybody else is going to see the big animals and she can't see them. Well, yesterday, I had a baby goat. If you've watched my video this morning, you see that we had a new baby goat born on my farm. Well, I could tell she wanted to go out there. Well, I was able to say, girlfriend, get your little self up on this side by side and I'll ride you out there. So I was able to take Justin and Lainey out to the farm, and Lainey was actually able to hold the baby goat for the first time. Like she was, and they've been coming for 2 years, and she's never been able to go out there. And so, because she has a walker. And so yesterday was refreshing, but I realized, let me tell you what I realized. I realized when I was talking to Jason and Brooke, I was talking about my desires. I realized that I was talking about what I wanted. This is what I basically said. Well, I basically said, Jason and Brooke, I want to be you and just make money off social media and close my farm and just do what I want to do. And I just want to do videos and make enough money to pay for my, oops, what happened? Dadgummit, I undid my, I unplugged my curling iron, but I wonder why. So I realized when I was talking to Jason and Brooke, I was talking about my own desires. I did. And yesterday when all that was happening, I was like, so I'm going to give up. I wish that I could put my video up here. Can I just, I'm just going to, hang on just a minute. I'm going to, this is Justin. Justin is blind. And I'm telling Jason and Brooke that I no longer want people on my property. Watch this video. And this will be in my Saturday video. Oh, wait. Shoot. Hang on.
Oh, what a bad. Oh, that's a good. Oh, what a bad. Is it tea dope? She is a dope. Oh, what a bad. Oh.
The tears were fixed to come down my face. Can you see, like, you see how I was sitting there being selfish, just going, I just want to be Jason and Brooke and make money on social media to pay for my farm and take away what God blessed me with. And when Justin and Scotty and the other girl's name's Judy and Lainey, when they came to my farm yesterday, it was like I got the biggest slap in the face because I was concentrating on my desires. And I want to know, do you ever do that? Because I can't be the only person that does that. But sometimes we focus on our own desires because maybe think like, me trying to balance my life with all that's going on. I just felt like, oh, it's too much. I can't do tours and I can't do field trips and I can't clean my farm and be a caregiver, and you feel overwhelmed sometimes, and sometimes you make rash decisions for your own desires. And that's what I did. I was like, if I could just become a social media superstar. You know what I'm saying? If I could just make enough money to make ends meet, I'll just stop all these tours and all this and people come into my property. I'll stop it all. That's what Judy's desire was at the moment. And sometimes I have a tendency to open my brain, open my mouth when I'm in emotional mind. And I know if you don't go to counseling, you're like, emotional mind, what is she talking about? Many a times we get in emotional mind, which is a state where it's a feeling. And sometimes we react off the feeling that we're feeling in the moment, which is exactly what I did. When Jason and Brooke came here, I had been at the hospital all day long with a family member in addiction. And I was bawling my eyes out. I was a total train wreck when Jason and Brooke came here. And they were like, Judy, you're going to need a video. I'm bawling my eyes out because I'm in the middle of crisis in my family. And I have to put on a happy face and pretend like nothing is wrong with me. And everything around me was falling to pieces. So when I was in that moment, I was in emotional mind. I felt like everything was too much on me. I felt like I can't do tours anymore. I can't do field trips because it's too much. It's just too much. So I was in emotional mind making decisions for my farm. You ever done that? You know what I'm saying? When you got too much on you and you make these rash decisions that impact your life because you're caught up in the moment and you're caught up in that emotional mind that I thought that was just StreamYard that did that, but apparently not. But I was caught up in emotional mind and I was making rash decisions about decisions for my farm without pausing and realizing that I'm in a crisis and I shouldn't make any rash decisions. When Jason and Brooke came to my farm, I should have said, you know what? I'm not really in a place to make any good decisions. But at the time, I didn't know Jason and Brooke, and I was like, I can't tell them what's going on. You know what I mean? I felt like it was just too much. But yesterday, when I sat there and watched the group home come to my farm, I was like, what am I doing? What? Like, when I first became nonprofit, I said that my desire was to give back what God had blessed me with. And I started thinking, when you start growing a farm and you're open to the public, you're trying to figure out, like, first of all, you're trying to figure out how to pay for this. Okay. Because when you get a farm, it is so expensive. It's the same as, when you get a dog. You don't quite think about it costing $600 to go get the shots and the heartworm medicine, or they have parvo in the beginning and then you spend $1,500 to keep the dog alive, and you're like, you don't anticipate that. It's the same thing with the farm. You start getting animals and you don't really, because you've never had a farm before, you don't really understand that you're fixing to spend $1,000 a month on feed, and then you kind of like start getting animals and stuff. And then you're like, oh, this is hard. This is difficult. Like, wait a minute. Shane's like, Judy, we can't afford $1,000 a month to feed these animals. Like, I don't know what you're thinking in your brain, but we ain't rich. You know what I'm saying? And so I have been in survival mode because I'm like, because this is what happens. I get an emotional mind and I start going, oh my God, if I don't do this and make this money, I'm gonna have to get rid of Leroy. And I feel like I can't breathe. And what am I gonna do? And I go into panic mode. And so many times as human beings, that's what we tend to do when we're in emotional mind. But we have to stop. When you feel like you can't breathe and you're going to have to get rid of your farm, or you're going to have to like whatever you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe and things are hard and I can't do this anymore. That is emotional mind. That's when you need, I've got the preaching stick out. That's when you need to pause. You need to pause because you're making rash decisions without slowing down and seeing the big picture. We're just stuck in a feeling. Like we're stuck in, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get rid of Leroy because people haven't been to my farm and people aren't watching my videos. Like in the past, I don't know. Like I went through this period where I was only getting like 1,000 views, and it was taking like a week to get 1,000 views. And I was like, oh my gosh, people hate me. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to keep my farm up because people are not watching me because they hate my guts and they think I'm crazy because I'm getting ready in the morning. And you go into la la land when you get an emotional mind. That's what you do. You go into complete la la land. And that again is when you have to stop yourself and go, okay, listen, let's stop for just a minute. Are you really going to have to get rid of Leroy? I mean, Judy, stop for just a minute. Has God ever failed you? Like, I know that this farm was not started from me. So like, I do say, sometimes I fear like for example, like when we lived in Stapleton, Shane and I lived in Stapleton when we first got married, and I started a business. It was just a little side business. I started Stapleton Fitness, and basically what that was is where a group of people, it's like an exercise class that we met twice a week, and I really grew it, and I was really involved in the community. I had a big community party. Like I was really involved, and it got taken away from me like that. And these women at Stapleton Fitness, we were all different ages, but I felt like we were all the same age and we were super close. Like they were some of my best friends. And to this day, they still watch, some of them watch me live. When I got here, I named my chickens after every single one of those women because I was devastated that Shane and I were moving from Stapleton. I didn't want to move. And then you see how I tell you all the time, like, and I tell Shane, like, we moved here because Shane got transferred. No, we moved here because God had plans for my life. Never in a million years would I ever imagine having a farm. I never wanted a farm. But you see how he took me from Stapleton to start Snead's Farmhouse. So like I never wanted a chicken. I wanted to live in the middle of New York. I wanted to live in the middle of a fast-paced life. And he slowed me down and stuck me in a city where I didn't know anyone. And I was like, surely this is not what he wants for my life. Like, surely he doesn't want me to be in a city where I don't know a soul. And like, surely not. But you see how he used that for his good. You see how my farm brings people like Justin and Scotty to my farm for my farm. And it's not something I'm doing. It's my animals. You just saw Justin, and he can't see that baby goat, but he had his cheek up again, and he was like, oh, isn't it adorable? Well, see, we say it's adorable because we're physically seeing a baby goat and we think it's the cutest thing because it has long ears, but he goes by touch. So he's saying, isn't it adorable? Because he can feel the softness of the baby goat, and he can imagine in his brain, he can feel and touch and know that it's small. And, I just realized yesterday that I never want to close my farm. As my social media grows, in the beginning, because people would pull in my driveway to meet Shane and I, and it felt like, who does that? Who just pulls in someone's driveway to meet them? And I told Brooke and Jason, I was like, as my social media grows, like, this is not getting, like, because most creators, their address and phone number is not on social media. Well, mine's all over social media because I'm booking tours and so forth. And so in the beginning, it felt like I was making wrong decisions being open to the public because my social media was growing. And when your social media grows, the crazies come out. They do. In the beginning, I had a stalker. It felt scary. I had to go to the police. And so I was feeling overwhelmed because all these things were happening because I was on social media. And I realized, I was like, I can't be open to the public. I need a gate. People are pulling in the driveway to see if Dee Dee's had her baby. Like, I don't need to be open to the public being on social media. But yesterday, I slowed down and I was reminded why I'm open to the public. And I realized that so many lives change when they come to my farm. My hair is a train wreck. It looks like I didn't even curl it. Let's just put it up in a ponytail. I realized that this is definitely God's will for me to be open to the public. Lives are being changed and formed with my animals. It's nothing that I'm doing. It's not like I'm this great person and I'm changing lives. No, it has nothing to do with me. I'm the person over here putting Clorox on my sweatshirt. Like I'm not. It is when you see people like Justin with my animals, it is life changing. I wish one day I'm going to get Kayla on here and I'm going to let you hear from her mouth what goes on in my farm. And she has been, last year she was able to do a field trip. I had to take my dad to I can't remember what happened, hospital, doctor, something. And Kayla and JC ran the field trip without me. And that was the first time I had ever not been at the field trip. Well, I take that back. I got the flu and Shane had to run the field trip. Yeah. Can you imagine how that went? Shane's never done a field trip a day in his life. But by golly, my husband stepped up to the plate and he did a field trip. I never can find my but after Kayla's worked here one solid year, we're going to interview her and ask her, what does it feel like to be Aunt Judy? Because she's experiencing the field trips, the group homecoming, the cleaning, and trying to go. Like yesterday, Kayla is the master of cleaner. Just to say, you should see what my coops look like. When I went into the coop yesterday, I was like, I think I could put my bed in this coop. It's so clean. Like, I can live in this coop. It doesn't smell at all. Anyway, I want to bring her on, and because it's changing Kayla's life. Like being at the farm and being around these animals, being around these kids, doing field trips, seeing the group home. Kayla's changing like it's changed my life. It's changed Kayla's life. And I firmly believe that God put Kayla and I together. We're a lot alike. We've both been through a lot. We both have a testimony, and we came out warriors. And listening to my testimony and listening to Kayla's testimony and seeing where we used to be, like Judy used to sit in a red chair every single day and have a box to look in to see. The box would tell me, I'm going in a rampage. The box was my living box. And because there was a time in my life where I just wanted to die. I was so in left field that I couldn't breathe. And I felt like that I did not have a purpose in life. And I felt like my family would be better off without me. And I had this little box that kept me alive. And it had my kids' pictures in it. It had a cross in it. And when I would get in left field and go, I just need to stop, like I just need to end this, I would pull out my box and I would just sit there in this red chair all day long and cry. I was in the house by myself with the blinds closed. And I sat in that red chair every single day and bawled my eyes out for years. Not for a couple of weeks, for years. And Kayla has a testimony too that would probably blow your mind. And both of us have came out warriors. Both of us. So both of us together, we have similar testimonies, and we're so much stronger. I'm a stronger person with Kayla by my side. And even my Shane and Larry, they notice it. When I can't do something, do you know what they do? They tell me to call Kayla. And Kayla has never done anything that I'm wanting to accomplish, but I feel stronger with her there. And I think, now I may be tooting my horn, but I think that she feels the same way. When she comes to my farm, she feels purpose. Yesterday, I haven't really asked her per se what she thought of yesterday, but she got to see Justin and Scotty and the rest of the group home. And I'm pretty sure it was life-changing for her too. But one day I'm going to bring her on here and or maybe I'll just interview her in a video and let you hear her side of what happens in Snead's farmhouse. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm so glad that I was able to wake up yesterday and realize that people need my animals. Scotty, Justin, Judy, they all need my animals. You know, yesterday, you're going to get to see the video on Saturday, but Justin got Shishi, my pig. Now, people go, Judy, I had no idea Shishi was blind. Well, I wasn't sure. So I never said anything because I wasn't sure. I mean, I knew something was not right, but I thought she couldn't see because she was too fat. And I kept putting her on a diet because I was thinking it was my fault that she was blind because she was too fat. So I really didn't talk about it until recently when I realized that Shishi is blind. She is completely blind. When you take your finger and go like this, she doesn't flinch. She is blind. And so when I was able to drive Justin out there on the side-by-side, he got to meet Shishi yesterday. Someone that was like him. Someone that was like him, and that Shishi doesn't give up. Shishi knows where her water is. She knows where her bed is. She comes to my voice. She doesn't feel scared. You know, you would think a blind animal would be mean and would attack because it's probably always in defense mechanism because it can't see. So it may automatically think that there's predators out here. That is not Shishi. But Shishi has been with me since she was 6 weeks old. When people come to my farm to tour and field trips, and there's 50 people, let's just say in the big area, Shishi's not scared. She does not attack. She was raised a petting zoo pig. I don't think she realizes she's blind because you should watch her get around. She even knows, because she's ran into the fence, she knows to go when she goes to her bed. And I tell her to go brush her teeth. She goes all the way to the fence line and runs down the fence line because she knows that's where she needs to go brush her teeth because she has school in the morning. So she's learned that. And so Justin got to meet her for the first time. And it was beautiful, y'all. And I thought in my head, and you, Judy, wanted to take away having people at your farm because you were going to be this rock star on social media and get paid on social media. And really, Judy? Really? 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 It was a slap in the face yesterday. It humbled me. It humbled me and made me realize that this isn't about me. This is not about me. This is about other people. This is about making a difference. This is about exactly what my mission is, to give back what God has blessed me with. That is what this is about. And I will tell you that, yes, anytime you have a business, we can't go backwards, right? Like we can't, like if I can't afford to pay for this business, it's not in business, right? So like there is a little bit of stress involved when you own a business because you have to figure out how to make ends meet. Like I have to really come up with, fundraisers and I don't know, selling t-shirts so you can go bleach them. Like I have to come up with things to make ends meet because without that, I can't have the group home here. They don't pay to come here. I have to figure out how to make money so that they can come here. And I'll tell you why they come here to volunteer. They come here because they're a nonprofit. Well, in order for them to get grants from the state, the group home has to do volunteer hours. And they have to do volunteer hours at other nonprofits. So the group home goes around to places here in Coleman that are nonprofit because they have to get each person has to get X amount of volunteer hours. So when they came to my farm for the first time and found out that I was nonprofit, they thought, hey, this is something different, because they go to the animal shelter, because it's a nonprofit, and they go to this place called Hope for Horses. They go there. They go to the agriculture department. They do some volunteer work there. So when they saw me, it was they come here every Wednesday. So it was just an added volunteer hours so that they could get it. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for you for watching, liking, commenting to keep my farm going, because I'll tell you, without my side-by-side that I bought, I was feeling like, do you ever feel like you go to work every day and have nothing to show for it? You know what I'm saying? You're like, I need a purpose. I work my butt off and have nothing to show for it but a donkey and a pig. You know what I'm saying? Like I was kind of, you get in a rut. When you go to work every day, you get in a rut. And sometimes you need a reminder that of why you work. Like you got to have some, like you need a nice car or something to show for it. So I told Shane, I said, I work every single year. And when it comes tax season, and I see how much, like last year, my farm made like 30,000. I think it was $32,000 my farm made last year, but I spent $31,700. I'm like, I have nothing. I have nothing to show for this. So I made the investment and I felt a little scared to buy the side by side because it was not cheap. It was expensive, but I knew my dad needed it. I knew it would make a difference in his life. I knew that my farm needed it. So I knew it was a way, if I purchased this side by side, it was a way for me to give back. But it is also investment. And I can actually look at something and go, wow, I worked and paid for that this year. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just working for food every year to feed my animals. Like it was a way for me to feel like I was doing something because I just felt like I kill myself just to pay for feed. Like I kill myself just to pay for feed. So I felt like it was a good investment for my farm. And yesterday was living proof that I made the right choice spending that money on that side by side. Seeing Lainey and Justin go out there to the animals and Scotty. Oh God. I was like, thank you. So I want you to know that I'm able to pay for that side by side, not because of donations. Mm-mm. I'm able to pay for that because you comment and you like my post. Because the money that I get off YouTube, I'm able to take and pay my payment for the side by side. So, every one of you, the 52 of you that are on here right now, you help me do that. I didn't do that by myself. I did that because you guys believe in my farm. And you guys believe in the purpose of my farm and you guys want to give back to my farm, and that's how I did what I did. So when you see the video on Saturday of the group home coming here, I want you to sit back and you smile because you're helping make a difference in people's lives. It's not Judy alone. I don't have the strength to do it alone. Do you remember what I said? I said I wanted to stop doing this to Brooke and Jason. Remember? That's Judy. It's too much. I got too much going on. I can't do it all. I just want to close my farm. I can't breathe. I've been at the hospital all night. I can't do this. That's Judy. I'm all over the map. I'm scatterbrained. What you see in my farm is not something great that Judy's doing because I am just a human being. I make mistakes. Hang on. What you see in my farm comes from all of us because God speaks through us. It's not one person show here. It's all of us. That's why I call you guys the backup dancers, because all of us have to dance in order to make a difference in people's lives. It doesn't just come from Judy opening her farm for tours. No, when you're in Ohio and you're out there making people dance, that's Snead's Farmhouse and God speaking through me to get to you, to teach you to dance, to make difference in other people's lives. Even though you don't own a pig, even though you don't own a donkey or a farm, you're making a difference in people's lives by going out and showing kindness. That's the difference in Snead's Farmhouse, is because it doesn't just happen through my animals on my farm. It's happening all over because we come here in the mornings to refresh ourselves and remind ourselves why we're doing what we're doing. It comes from all of us. You get me? Am I preaching to the choir? Is anybody listening to me? My nose is running this morning. Yesterday, my dad's brother and my dad's best friend, where he lives, came to see him yesterday, and I didn't tell him. So he got surprised yesterday with his best friend and his brother came coming, and it made his day, y'all. He was so happy yesterday. He smiled all afternoon. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. So I'm telling you right now, go visit your brother, go visit your sister. If they're sick, go visit them. They need you. If your loved one's in a nursing home, go visit. Don't just leave them there. Go visit. The elderly get lonely. They don't go to work every day, and that's how you can make a difference. Go visit your mom, go visit your dad. If you can't visit, call them. Call them. Send them a card. Send them flowers. I don't know. Go do something. Go make a difference. Go take your dog. I don't know. Will nursing homes let you take your dog? Probably not. But go visit. Go visit. Go make a difference today. That's how you can dance today. Is for the people that are sick, they need love. Sometimes they're forgotten about. I see it. I saw it in my mother. When my mother had tons of friends. And when she first had her stroke, oh, everybody came. We got food. Mom got flowers. Everybody from the woodworks were coming to visit. And then after about 2 months, it went to dead silence. No one came to visit. No one sent anything. No one did. And I watched my mother just. So don't forget about those that are sick. I'm preaching to the choir. Don't forget about those that are sick. They need you. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me this morning. Thanks for doing this little test run. I will let you know if YouTube loves us or not. We'll see what happens. Maybe I won't have to pay to go live anymore. Wouldn't that be nice? It would, because I invest in going live. All right, guys. Today is Thursday. It's almost the weekend, okay? You have choices. God gives us choices in life. We can sit it out and we can feel sorry for ourselves and we can be in pain and we can just everything. I lost my driver's license, whatever. You can be totally consumed in chaos, or you can dance. And you can go make a difference in someone else's life. And there's a lot of people out there that need you, and they need to hear your testimony, and they need your hug and your love and your kindness. So today, I hope you dance. I don't even know how to exit out of here. Let's see. Don't even know how to get off because I'm used to StreamYard. That says, I see it. It's a red button. Okay, guys, I will see you sometime this weekend. I'll pop in live. See you later. Bye.